आलयम् नामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। It's a strange scene that unfolds in Yamadharmaraja's Bhavanam. Yamadharmaraja is a devata, one who has attained the status through the various karmas done in previous janmas. Nachiketa is a young boy, wise young boy, who has studied Dharma Shastra, which you see from some of his statements in the earlier verses. And here is Yamadharmaraja, a devata, who is being hassled by his ministers. Go fetch water, wash his feet. And he does. Because of the respect that anybody who has studied Dharma Shastra and understood Dharma Shastra, which is a prerequisite for you to gain Brahma Shastra. It is not because the child is born in a Brahmana Kula. In fact, if you were a statistician, you delight in calculating and telling us that if somebody is born in an ancestry which is generation of Brahmanas, the probability that you will carry forward the Sattva Guna is extremely high. On the other hand, if one were to be a descendant of Kshatriyas, Rajas, and Senapatis, whose job is to protect the property and the people, therefore Prajapati, the lord of the Praja, protector of the Praja, the probability of his being very highly Rajasic is very high. That is why in the society, the respect is not because the person is born in a Brahmana Kula or a Kshatriya Kula or whatever Kula, but because of this high probability, one says, I don't know this person, but because I know that he comes from an ancestry, he's got all the virtues of that Brahmana Kula, I therefore respect him because I respect what he does. What he does for the society. Not that the others do anything for themselves, they also do it for the society. But what is considered critical for the society is what the Brahmana job, Brahmana karma. Now you had kings, very powerful kings. They are Kshatriyas, very strong Kshatriyas, very strong Rajoguna followed by Sattva but so much respect for the Rajaguru. Rajaguru may have come from any ancestry, but the chances are he'd come from a Brahman ancestry. And that king would wash the Rajaguru's feet, put Chandanam and Kumkum on his feet, because the respect that he has for that function. So it is no surprise that, although it looks like a contradiction that we have a Devata being asked to wash this young Brahmana boy's feet as an Atithi and give him all the Shodasha Upachara. Shodasha is 16 Upachara, which we normally use in the puja. And he does. He does puja to this young Atithi Brahmana. Because he also recognizes the positives and negatives of doing this and not doing it. 3 nights the child has stayed there without eating, without drinking. And that is a neglect of an Atithi Brahmana and can invoke Pratyavaya dosha. Yamadharmada Ramada recognizes, we will see the way he expresses it also. On the other hand, such a Atithi Brahmana can bless you. He doesn't have to physically bless you, but the very fact of his presence is a blessing. Which is why you know that in our society, we invite Brahmana for Bhiksha. Invite Brahmana, wash their feet, give them good food. Just their presence is a blessing for the entire family. Dharmadada recognizes this. Both. He recognizes both the potential damage of not looking after these Atithi Brahmana and the potential benefits of looking after this Brahmana as he should be looked after. Nachiketa has come there to serve Yamadharmaraja. Just like a Raja Guru serves the Raja and yet has a position of respect, not only with the Raja, but the entire kingdom. Nachiketa also has a position of respect, not only because Yamadharmaraja respects him, but the entire Yamadharmaraja kingdom, everybody respects him. So Yamadharmaraja, having reached home and given all the upachara that such a Atithi Brahmana should be given, puja purastat, puja purassaram, he says to him, Tistro ratri hi yad avat seed grihe me, anashnan brahman atitir Brahman ati namasya, worthy of respect. Your very presence here, swasti meyastu, May all good things happen to me and the family. To you, unto you, my namaskara. Namaste astu Brahman. Not only the namaskara, he says, I want to try and gain more out of your presence. So he says, 3 nights and 3 days you have lived here without eating, without drinking. He is Devata. He can offer boons. He says, Tasmat Prati. Threen Varnan Vrinishva. Choose 3 different boons. Nachiketa is a very wise, smart young child. This Varan Vrinishva, we should know how to ask for Vara. Even when you pray to Ishvara, what do you pray for? In an emergency situation, you may say, Bhai Bhagwan, isko theek karo. Understandable. That's the difference between what is urgent and what is important. Urgent because that is the thing that is bothering everybody at that point of time. But important is that which is going to have long impact. What do you ask for when you pray? Asking boon has to be done very carefully. The boon will be granted. If your tapas has been good, boon will be granted. So be careful what you ask for. At that point of time, the person is very angry with somebody else. You might say, let him break his leg. Very dangerous boon. We will see what Nachiketa does. We'll read the Bashyam of this thing and then go on to the next one. Tisro ratrihi
Tisro ratrihi
yad yasmat
yad yasmat
avatsihi
avatsihi
ushitavan asi
ushitavanasi
grihe
grihe
mama anashnan
anashnan
he Brahman
he Brahman
atitihi san
atitihi san
namasyah
masyah
namaskarar
namaskara
tasmat namah te
tasmat
tubhyam
tubhyam
bhavatu he Brahman
he Brahman
swasti
swasti
avatam me bhadram me astu
me astu
me bhavatu. Same thing. Tasmat bhavatah anashanena
bhavatah anashnena
madgriha vasa nimittat koshat tat prapti upashamena yadyapi bhavata anugrahena sarvam mama swasti syat tathapi twadadhika samprasadanarthartham anashanena hitam
Ekam.
Ekaikam ratrim prati
Ekam ratrim prati
Trin varan vrinishva
Anvinishva
Vipretartha
Pretartha
Eshan prathayasva
Visheshan Prathayasva
Isro ratrihi yad avatsihi. You remained in my home. You remained avatsihi. Because of that, and not just remained. Avatsihi means ushitamanasi. You remained in my mind, my home, grihe me. How? How did you remain there? You just remained there enjoying yourself while I was away. Anashnan, without eating, hey Brahman Atiti, hey son, Namasyaha, Pujaniyaha, one worthy of being worshipped. Namaskarar hascha. Hey Bhagavan, Tasmad Namahate. Therefore, my namaskarams unto you, te tubhyam. Acharya always makes it clear what the te stands for. Te can stand for three different vibhaktis in Yushmat Shabda. Here te means tubhyam, to you. May namaskara be to you, astu, bhavatu. And may I be swasti, bhadram. Your presence is enough. But since you remained here without eating, I have to find ways of doing upashamana, quietening that dosha, pratyavaya dosha. Therefore, I pray unto you, I give you all the upachara. Yadyapi bhavat anugrahena sarvam mama swastisya. Very fact that you hear as a Atiti Brahmana, everything will be fine. Bhavata anugrahena sarvam mama swastisya. Everything will be fine. I know because you're here, your presence, your grace, your anugraha, everything will be very good. Even then, tathapi, yadyapi, tathapi, adhika samprasadanartham, to gain more from your presence, greater prasada, I offer you three boons. Rather, anashanena ushitam ekaikam ratrim. You, for each night that you stayed here without eating, ekaikam ratrim, I offer you a boon. So, anashanena ushitam ekaikam ratrim prati trin varan vrinishva. Anything that you want, you desire, abhipretartha, anything that you would like, anything that you would desire. Here is where the catch is. What do you pray for? Bhagavan comes to you in front of you because of your great effort, your tapas. What do you ask for? He says, take any boon. I have the power to give you anything you want. What do you ask for? You can only ask for what you know. And what you think will do you good. Imagine in a situation like this, almost all the boons that you can ask for is for the very self that does not exist. It has to do with your body and mind. That is why when in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan talks about prayer, how 4 different types of prayers are said to me by people who understand. Sukrito Jana. Remove some immediate problem. Give me something I require, I desire now. Now can mean also at the end of this life. But all those, I will grant you, not a problem. Give me strength, give me power, give me money, give me the ability to fly, give me the ability that nobody can kill me. And sometimes people ask, they think they're very smart. Like Prahlada, he said, no man should be able to kill me, no animal should be able to kill me, I cannot be killed inside, I cannot be killed outside. But he didn't recognize that they were in between stages, which is neither this nor that. So he had a Narasimha had to come to get rid of him. And he had to do it on the door way. You think you're smart. Ravana did that. No man should be able to, no human should be able to kill me, no devata should be able to kill me. All kinds of boons people ask for. But all centered on what? On the body mind sense complex. Till you recognize that even if you get that boon, that's going to last very short time. It is time dependent. There was a movie, I don't know how many of you have seen this movie. I saw it many years ago, called Bedazzled, Hollywood production. It's worth seeing. They don't have any idea of some of these things, but somebody in Hollywood came up with an idea that the devil gives you boon. Whatever you want. And this fellow, he asked for several boons and each of them backfired. How? I remember at least 1 or 2 of them. He is a poor reporter not poor, he's a reporter in a news channel and is in love with a girl there. So those are what is occupying his mind at the top of his mind. So first, when he gets into the situation where the devil gives him the offer of saying, whatever you want. He says, I should be very rich and married to this girl. This is the first of his boons. And he suddenly wakes up to find himself a drug lord in Colombia, married to this girl. He thinks he's got everything he wanted. And then he finds out that the girl is having an affair with her English teacher. She doesn't love him, she doesn't want him. But she's married to him. And there's a rebellion in his outfit. So he's getting shot at. He's very rich. He's a Colombian drug lord. Like that, he goes back to the devil, and each time he asks for a boon, he thought he had covered all his bases. Each time comes out with this kind of problem. Now, with this background, think about what you pray for. What do you pray for? Sometimes we pray without any specific end, but many times we pray for something. Think about what you pray for. We may not have done the tapas to have a devata appear in front of us and say, okay, I'll give you a boon. But we do pray to Ishvara. And Ishvara will give you anything. If your prayer is with enough shraddha and sincerity. I'm going to leave it at that. Think about it. Think about prayer. A father whose son is sitting in Texas gets a message that his son is not well or is not doing well in his job, whatever. So he prays, may my son be well, be happy, earn well, do well. What is he really praying for? Because if the son is not well, he is not well. Son is not well, son is struggling or daughter is struggling. He is unhappy, he is unwell. So what is he praying for? Think about it. What is that father praying for? Somebody prayed for $1 million. On what basis do you pray for $1 million? He thinks that $1 million will make him happy. Because he sees somebody else with $1 million, he connects the $1 million and happiness, but has no connection with each other. And even if he gets his $1 million, he's still unhappy. So what do you pray for? What is the boon one should ask? Here, Nachiketa at least had 3 options. Many times you can only pray for one thing. And one has to be very careful in asking for this. One chance. So he says, Abhiprethartha Visheshan Prathayasva. Ask for any Visheshan objects, any kind of object you want, any kind of object you desire. What can Nachiketa ask for? What could be the child's desire? This child is a very smart child. Even though he's young, he's got a wise head on his shoulder. Look at the way he asks for his boon. Natiketaastvaha
Nachiketa
yadi ditstvaran.
Yadi Ditsuvaran.
If you want to give me a boon anyway, this is what I will ask for. Varan ditsu, desirous of giving me a boon. Datum ichuhu, ditsu. Shanta sankalpaha,
Shanta Sankalpaha
sumana yatha syat,
Sumana yatha
Sumana
syat
Yatha Syad
itamanyur gautamo mabhimrityo.
नीतमन्यो गौतमो
मृत्यो
त्वत् प्रशिष्टम्
त्वत्प्रसृष्टम्
तत्प्रशिष्टम्
आविवधेत् प्रतीतः
माभिवदेत् प्रतीतः
एतत्त्रयाणां प्रथमं वरं वृणे
त्रयाणां प्रथमं वरं वृणे
He exercises his right to ask for 3 boons, and they say, this is my first of the 3 boons that I ask for, that you have desired to give me. Now you can ask for a boon which can be a single item. Whatever that is. This child very carefully meters the 3 boons that he wants to ask for. And done it instantly there. Or maybe 3 days of sitting there, he anticipated that the Lord will give him 3 boons, and been thinking, if he does, what should I ask for? What is the boon he is asking for? Look at it. Shanta Sankalpa Sumana Yatha Syat. When I left my father, when he sent me here, he was not happy. He had said to me in anger, in irritation, that I give you to Mrityu, Lord Yama. And he had to send me because of his word, and therefore he used up a lot of his powers of tapas to send me here the way I am, to serve you. But my mind is still there. I'm still thinking of my father. He was angry initially, then he was in grief. Now he must be very unhappy. He's lost his only child, I'm guessing only child. And just not just lost him, he has had to send him to Yamadharmaraja. What will happen to him? Nowadays, when somebody sends his child at 16, 17 to study in universities abroad, every day the parents are in video contact with them. At least initially. Later the child may drift. During my time, when he went abroad, your only form of communication was to write letters. I remember when I first went to Ahmedabad after my graduation, 1970. The only way I could keep in touch with my parents was to write letters. There were very few telephones. And even if you had a telephone, to make an SDD call, SDD it was called those days, subscriber trunk dialing. I had to go to the post office and tell him I want to talk to this number in Delhi. He will say, wait. So you sit there in the post office quietly. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. You may or may not get the call. And even if you finally get the call, say, hello, hello, Papa, can you hear me? Hello, hello. That's the best you could do. Nowadays, instantly you connect on video. Well, can you imagine Vadashavasaha having sent his son to Yamadharmaraja? He's finished all his yajna, sitting there in his palace. No, he doesn't have any more palace, sitting there, wondering what his son is doing. How is he coping with life there? I don't know what kind of food Yamadharmaraja can give him. He's used to certain type of food here. He's used only sattvic food. He doesn't even eat onions. I don't know what he will get at the Yamadharmaraja's Bhavanam. I don't know how much he's making him work, what kind of work he's asking him to do. You worry about him. So this child is also thinking of the father. For the first boon, he asks something for his father. Shanta Sankalpa Sumana Yatha Syat. Let my father be like he was before. How? Shanta Sankalpa. Not in grief, not agitated. Sumana, with mind which is calm, not worried, not upset that I've had to send my son away. Yathasya. Vita Manyuhu, let him lose his anger. Whether it's anger towards me, whether it's anger towards himself, whether it's anger towards the situation, let him not be angry. Vita Manyuhu. Who? All this, Gautama. Gautama, Mama Pita. My father, let him be calm, undisturbed, not in grief, not angry. Towards me, Maabhi Mrityu, He Mrityu. Let him be calm towards me. Gautama, Shanta Sankalpaha, Sumana Yatha Syat, Ma Abhivita Manyuhu, Yatha Syat, as he was, Mrityuho, Tat Prashishtam. Now, it's the beauty of it. He's saying down there, down, I'm saying down, I don't know where. May my father be cool. Not only cool as it is, not wondering what his son, what's happened to his son, but you having sent me back. Tvat prasushtam mabivadet pratitaha. When you send me back, look at the smartness of that. He will send him back in the same form. So already two boons are covered. May my father be, not many, in fact many. May my father be calm, may my father be not in grief, may my father not be angry. And when he meets me, you having sent me, he looks at me and recognizes me. Now this is loka travel. Huh? This is not, normally when one goes to another loka, you go in another sharira. That loka does not recognize the sharira. So he must have gone in some other sharira. But he says, when I go back, my father should recognize me for what I am, his son. Pratita. So he's asked for him to be sent back to his father with pleasure by Yamadharmaraja, his father to be not angry, his father to be calm and not in grief, to recognize his son. So many different things asked for, but at the end of it, it says, Etat Trayanam Prathamam Varam Vrine. Having asked for so many things, he says, this is the first of the three boons that he granted. He keeps in reserve the other two. This boon is basically for his father because he is concerned about his father. He knows what happened at the yajna was not a nice thing. It has left his father in a not a great state. Tat prashishtam, having been sent back by you. So that also is taken. It's not that I ran away from here. My father should know that you have sent me. You have sent me back. It is by your wish and your doing that I go back in the same form. Suddenly, a son who has gone away to Mrithyloka, not Mrithyloka, but Yamadharmaraja's Loka, suddenly reappears, there'll be panic. Don't let that happen. Let my father recognize me as his son. So he asked for so many things in one go. As the Prathama, first of the book. Bashyam. Yadi ditsuhu
Yadi ditsu
Ran Bhagavan
Bhagavan
Shanta Sankalpaha
Shanta Sankalpaha
Upashanta Sankalpaha
Upashanta Sankalpaha
Yasya Mam Prati
Yasya Mam Prati
Yamam Prapya
Yamam
Yamam
Prapya
prapya
Kim Nu Karishyati Mama Putraha
किं नु
Nu
करिष्यति
Karishyati
मम
Mam
पुत्रः
Putraha
Iti Saha Shanta
इति
Sankalpaha
Iti Saha Shanta Sankalpaha
इति सः शान्तसङ्कल्पः
Tumanaha
सुमनः
Naha
Prasanna Manascha
शाश्च
Nasha
Yatha Syat
यथा
Yatha
स्यात्
Sat
Vigata Manyuhu, Vita Manyuhu,
वीतमन्युः
Manyuhu
Vigata Roshascha,
Vigata Roshascha
विगतरोषस्य
Gautamaha,
गौतमः
Gautamaha
Mama Pita Mam Abhi,
मम
Mama
पिता
Pita Mabhi
Mam Prati,
Mam
मां
Prati
He
प्रति
Mrityo,
He Mrityo
Kincha,
किं च
Cha
Tahat Prashishtam. Stop here.
Prasishtam
प्रशिष्टम्
We'll go back to this Bhashyam. Yadi Ditsuhu Varan, He Bhagavan, He Dharmaraja, He Bhagavan, if you desire to give me boon, he's already said take 3 boons. Since you desire to give me boon, Ditsuhu, Datum Ichuhu. We've seen this no, in many this thing. Mumukshuhu, Moktum Ichuhu, Chikirshuhu, Kartum Ichuhu. So like that, Ditsuhu. Then this is what I want. Shanta Sankalpaha. Free of anxiety. Anxiety free. And Acharya expands it. Upashanta Sankalpaha. Any anxiety is quietened down. Any anxiety he would have felt definitely when he sent his son away. But quietened down. Mam Prati. Towards me. He is very anxious for me. So Mam Prati, there should be no anxiety. Why? Yamam Prapya, having gone to, reached Yamaloka, Kim no karishyati mama putraha, पता नहीं क्या कर रहा है वहां जाके, कैसा रह रहा है, what is he eating, is he able to eat food there at all or not, how is he managing his life? You know, I have seen, particularly mothers more than fathers, when the child grows up, at 30, 35, child goes out to live on his own. I've seen mothers express, ஐயோ பாவம் எப்படி சாப்பிட்றானோ, தனியா இருக்கான், யாரு சமைச்சு போடுறாளோ, அவனுக்கு ஊறுகாய் கிடைக்கிறதோ, does he get the right food? You know, he used to love my parathas. I don't know if you can get that kind of paratha there, wherever you've gone. They vary. For the parent, the child remains a child even when the child is grown up. And here he is actually still a child. So my father, Kimnu Karishyati Mama Putraha, what is my son going to do there? Iti Saha Shanta Sankalpaha. He should not be anxious about these things. Because he's not thinking, Yamam Prape Kimnu Karishyati Mama Putraha. Mama Putraha Tatra Kim Karishyati. What is he doing there? What will he be doing there? That is Shanta Sankalpaha, Acharya explains. He should also be Sumanaha, Prasanna Manascha. He should be happy. How? Yatha Syat, as he was before. Before all this anxiety crept up, he was Prasanna Manaha. He should be like that, without anger. Vita Manyuhu. You should not have any anger. Vigata Roshascha. Vigata Krodascha. Yaru, who should be like that? Gautamaha Mama Pita. Earlier his Pita was called Vaivasvataha. Vaivasvataha is this fellow. What is it called? Vajashravasaha. The one who is famous for giving Annadanam. Here is called Gautama. He obviously has multiple names. Mama Pita. When Mam Prati, towards me, a lot of this is directed towards me. I was the one who kept on irritating him, saying, who are you going to give to me? Whom are you going to give me to? So all his anxiety is towards me and how my welfare. How would be, having sent him to Yamadharmaraja, how can he be free of anxiety? Only one way. If he understands that Yamadharmaraja of his own free will has himself sent me back to you. I have not run away. Kincha Tatprashtam Tvaya Vinirmuktam
Vinirmuktam
Preshitam Griham Pratima
Preshitam Griham Pratima
Mam. Again, I told you, Acharya will explain that Ma also can mean many things. Abhivadet Pratikaha Labdhasmritihi
Labdhasmritihi
Sa evayam putraha
Putraha
Agataha
Mama Agataha
Evam
Ityevam
Pratyabhijanan Ityarthaha.
Pratyabhijanan Ityarthaha.
Why would he be free of anxiety, free of anything, having sent me to Yamadharmaraja, only if he knows that Yamadharmaraja has sent me back with his blessings. Kincha, because Tvat Prashishtam, because I've been sent back by you. Tvaya vinirmuktam preshitam griham. You have freed me. I have been given to you by my father, but when my father knows that you have freed me and sent me back, preshitam griham, to my own house. Then my father, mam prati abhivadet. Then my father sees me, he should welcome me back. He should not get scared. What is this bhuta preta pishasha that has come? He should recognize me. Pratitaha. Recognize me for what I am. Therefore, not only does his father send him to Yamadharmaraja in the same form that Nachiketa was earlier, he wants Yamadharmaraja to send him back also in the same form. Otherwise, he might send him as one of his helpers, who probably have a completely different form. He said, no, send me in such a form that my father will recognize me and welcome me back. You should recognize me and remember, I remember the son. Sa eva ayam putra mama agataha. Knowing that my own son has come back. Ityevam pratyabhijanan ityartha. So, having recognized me, having understood that Dharmaraja has sent me back in the same form, that is the meaning of this. In the Tika he says, I read it, Preti bhutoyam agataha na avalokaniya iti matva upeksham yatha na karoti tatha prasadam kuru ityaha kinche tat prashishtam. Meaning the Tikakara gives, not as a preta bhuta. My father should recognize me for what I am, not as a ghost. Make sure that my father doesn't see me as a ghost come back from another loka. You know, in early days, in the 60s and 70s, very few people used to go abroad. And if you went to, and those is mainly London, US, not so many people went. You came back, you were England returned. And all the people around you would look up to you, oh, he's England returned. Very positive. On the other hand, if you went to Africa and came back, people would be very careful with you. He's Africa returned. He may be carrying yellow fever. Like that, my father should not worry that he is a Yamaloka returned. Stay away from him, keep him away. My father shouldn't think like that. Preti bhutoyam agataha na avalokaniya iti matva. Don't go near him. Upeksham, and therefore neglect me, keep me aside. Yatha na karoti tata prasadam kuru. The boon should include the fact that my father should recognize me for what I am, not as Yamaloka returned ghost. Etat prayojanam
एतत् प्रयोजनं
prayanam varanam prathamam
प्रयाणां
प्रयाणां
प्रथमम्
adhyam varam vrine
आद्यं वरं
वरं
ऋणे
prarthaye
प्रार्थये
प्रार्थये
yat pituhu paritoshanam,
यत्
यत्
परितोषणं
परितोषणं
for the benefit of my father. Pituhu paritoshanam, for his happiness, for his benefit. I am asking this boon for my father. So in the boon also is saying that I will also should go back to my home. in the same form. All that is hidden inside. But essentially, he says, for my father. I don't want my father to remain anxious. I don't want my father like Dasharatha die of grief. I want him to see me, and I want to see me as Nachiketa, who has been sent back by Yamadharmaraja, and be happy about it. So this is the first of the Etat Prayojanam Trayanam Varanam Prathamam. First, or he makes it very clear. I'm not asking for 3 boons. These are not 3 boons, only 1 boon. First of the 3 boons. Trayanam Varanam Prathamam. Adhyam, the first one. Adhyam Varam Brine. This is what I ask for. Prathaye. And this is for Yat Pituhu Paritoshanam. Because he should know that you have sent me back to him with your blessing. Once he knows that, he would happily accept me for as I am. Very beautifully worded. First boon is asking. How should Yamadharma Raja react? He can on the one hand say, wow, what a smart child. Or he can argue with him saying, no, you're asking for so many boons and 1 boon. That's not on. We will see what Yamadharma Raja does, how he responds to Nachiketa's request for a first boon, prayer for a first boon in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha
Gurubhyo Namaha.
Harihi Om.
Harihi Om.
Thank you.
Om Swami.
Dhanyawad Swamiji.